For a change, I thought we'd have a look at my latest bit of retro hi-fi tech. Now this is a Panasonic SA PM50MD component Mini HiFi System. I'm not sure of its exact date. The first mini disc players were released in 1992, so this is probably dates from the mid to late 1990s. It's a self-contained unit. As I said, it's a hi-fi component system. It consists of a CD player, a mini disc player recorder and an AM/FM radio. Originally it had speakers, but my example didn't come with them, but that's not a problem because it will be plumbed directly into my hi-fi system. It has various different line outs on it, so again, as I said, not a problem. Now, I'm a big fan of retro hi-fi. My audio system consists mainly of components from the 1980s. Some of the units go back as far as 1970s. I'm also a big fan of analog media, so I generally listen to music on vinyl or tape, which includes reel-to-reel, cassette, and I have even an 8-track player and some 8-track tapes. However, there is some music that I like, which isn't available on these formats. So I do have a small collection of CDs. I've been looking for a suitable retro CD player for some time, but I couldn't find one that I really liked. Anyway, about a week and a half ago, I was watching Techmoan's latest video, and he was showing some pre-recorded music that he had received. Now, this was music from modern bands, but on retro formats like vinyl, reel-to-reel tape, cassette, mini disc, and even an 8-track. At about 14 and a half minutes, something like that, into the video, he was talking about a new album that he'd received by Candy Apple Blue. This was on CD, and for a few seconds, he showed one of these Panasonic units, and I thought this was one of the most friggin' cool CD players I had ever seen. It was on screen long enough for me to get the make and model, so I jumped straight onto Yahoo Japan auctions and found this one and a remote. By the way, as a quick aside, I can thoroughly recommend Matt's channel, Techmoan. If you haven't even the slightest of interest in retro tech or modern tech, give it a watch, and I will put a link in the description. Okay, so what makes this so cool? Right, well, we'll power it up. Now, initially, where we've got the lighting, you won't be able to see the display, but I'll close it. I'll do a close-up on that later on. So, this is what makes this so friggin' cool. Isn't that just truly amazing? It's just absolutely awesome. So you get these extra controls under here, which is just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely amazing bit of kit. Now, this particular unit does have some issues. The CD player and radio work fine, but there's some problems with the mini disc player. Also, there's perspex plates on the front. Let's have a closer look at those. There we go. They have some sort of rubberized coating, which has deteriorated over the years, and it turned out a sort of horrible, sort of dirty, faint green colour, which is not nice at all. Now, I've cleaned 3 of the panels, but the right-hand panel is still covered with this stuff, so we'll close in on that and we'll have a look. Now, I've turned the light away so that makes it more obvious. So this panel has been cleaned, this one hasn't, and as you can see, it's a kind of like off green colour. Fortunately, I've got some cleaning fluid which, with a bit of elbow grease, will actually remove this, and I think this looks quite nice, where it's just transparent and you can see through it, and it's just you can see the brushed sort of aluminium on the back, whereas this actually, it looks far worse, I think, in reality than it does on the camera. But anyway, that's that issue. The other issue is the mini disc player. Now, initially it wouldn't work at all. In fact, there was an actual disc stuck in the unit. Fortunately, this is very easy to take apart, this system. And the mini disc mechanism can be completely removed. So once I'd done that, I blew it all out with compressed air, I cleaned the lens with IPA, and I made sure the motors turned. There wasn't really an awful lot I could do. It all looked fine. So I put it all back together, and now it will eject discs properly, and it will recognize blank discs and allow you to record onto them. The one thing it won't do is it won't recognize the 2 pre-recorded discs I have. So I'm not too bothered about this, as I actually bought this for the CD player, which works fine. So let's see if I can get the lighting right, so you can actually see the display and the illumination on the unit. Well, whoever designed this initial startup screen and the shutdown screen was very definitely a Space Invaders fan. Now, looking at this, I reckon that there's something wrong with the backlight, because some of this is actually bright. Some of the digits are actually brightly illuminated and others are dim, so it probably tend to indicate there's a backlight fault, I would have thought. If we turn it off, again, Space Invaders title screen. So anyway, that's the display. Now, these LEDs on the front indicate what you've got selected. These are a kind of sort of function lights. They do a Knight Rider style thing when it's hunting for track information, and we'll play, there's a CD in there now, and we'll play it, and this bottom row acts as a kind of VU level meter, and they ramp up and down depending on the volume. You can possibly see that, and it's really nice. It's a really nice display. So that's that. So it's all plumbed in, cleaned up. Let's just do this magic button thing again, because I just love this. So we'll pop in our YouTube audio library CD. Let's play a CD. Sounds pretty good to me. Okay, let's try a mini disc. Okay, so we'll switch over to mini disc. And again, that sounds fine. Yeah, absolutely fine. So there you go. So that's the Panasonic PM50MD component Mini HiFi system, or at least part of it, and a fine new retro addition to my my little hi-fi system. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure Matt over in Techmoan is going to do a full video on this, and it'll be, if you want to know more about this, when he posts that one up, I'm sure he'll go into a lot more detail than I've been able to. So watch out for that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Cheers!